course not. Dana and Rogan are best friends. They came up together. Rogan is the most famous man in the UFC. I would say the most famous period, especially now. With the Spotify deal, all the left coming after him. He's become public enemy number one since Trump's out of the office. So when you talk about name value as far as fame, there's nobody more famous on the planet than Joe Rogan in the UFC. So there's that, and he just happens to be the best analyst that they have. There's that too. You cannot tell me that when DC, Rogan, and Anik together, that it's not a better quality product. Everybody knows this, but this is going to, because again, you got to separate Rogan's opinions, however you feel about it, his political beliefs or his vaccine beliefs, or they took methadone better in 2 days, which you guys hate. You got to separate that into the X's and O's, the black and white of his job, which he's very, very good at. And what, he missed one because he's hunting? Yeah, man, he has a life. He has a life. Oh, you missed it because you're hunting. So it's like, this would be the biggest article this guy's ever going to write. Nobody goes to this fucking page. I'm sure they'll write a hit article on this, but this is what MMA media has to do. They have to come up with something to get clicks. They have to. This is what they do. Mm-hmm. You look at it from top with Ariel. Look at it now. Oh, negativity. Look at me, guys. Negativity. All right. That's what you have to go. You probably don't have any talent. Because people making real moves, making real money. Is Joe Rogan ever negative? Am I ever negative in here? Very rare. Very, very rare. But if you don't have talent, that's what you have to do.
It'll definitely get more clicks for sure.
And no one that's ever been in Joe Rogan's spot or has competed in the UFC has ever thrown shade at Joe Rogan. It's only people that report on the weather, talk shit on others that have actually been in the storm. Because there's a mutual level of respect for those of us that have paid the price. And Rogan hasn't, but everybody realizes the skill and talent that Rogan has and the credibility he brings to the sport and what he's done for the sport. So it's people, these soy boys that are outside the realm that try, bro, all these guys, all these journalists, all this bullshit website, you're not even in the club. As Chris Brown says, you're in the line trying to get in the club. You can never get in the club. You're not in. So what they do is the line of people outside the club who need to be relevant and talk shit to get clicks because nobody's paying attention. Unless you book some big name fighter or you have 17 fighters on your show, nobody gives a fuck about your personal opinion. So you have to somehow muster something, trying to figure it out.
Stir the pot.
Because everything you've ever done has never worked out for you. That's how these guys operate. And it doesn't end well for any of them because they don't have any talent. Nobody's paying attention. So they have to book big guests or they have to talk shit about Joe Rogan just to get views. Because if they get on here and rant to a camera like I do for an hour, nobody listens. Because they've never walked the walk. They've never been in the fire. They're reporting on the storm. I've been in the storm. Joe Rogan hasn't been in the storm, but he's witnessed more storms than anybody in the world. He's also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's also an inspiration to millions and millions of people. He's also made millions, hundreds of millions of dollars off of podcasts. He's an entrepreneur. These other guys work for the man because they have to, because they don't have talent, they don't have creativity, they don't have the work ethic to hang with guys like me and Joe Rogan. So that's where this hate comes from. And nobody fucks with it. Name one person in this line of work, whether it's entertainment, podcasting, stand-up comedian, journalism, that can make a living off hating on others. Name one guy where they get longevity with that. It will never work out for you. Never. You might get a small group of people like, yeah, this is cool, man. Fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck Schaub. Cool, man. But the majority of the world likes positive shit. They like people that do. They like people that put out, that people don't miss podcasts. They recognize hard work, and that's what brings people. That's what people gravitate towards. Because we all have that friend who's negative Nancy, and how's his life going? Lights are cut off, can't feed the kids, trying to figure shit out. What you put out in the world, you get back, man. So this guy, congrats, buddy. You did it. I bet we never hear from him again. Ever again. And it's cool to hate on Joe Rogan right now, right? Because he has a different stance and you can't separate the two. But I guarantee you'd rather trade spots with Joe Rogan than whatever the fuck it is that you do. You think this is journalism? No, this is a hit piece. This is a hit piece. When you wrote this, I'm sure your editorials were like, yo, this is great, man. This get clicks. Now what are you going to do, dude? We're going to write an article about me? We're going to write an article about Chael Sonnen? People that actually do shit with their lives? What are you going to do? Where do you go from here? You know, write an article on Mackenzie Dern in the main event? Nobody's going to read? What are you going to do, dude? You know, you're going to write an article on the recap of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and have them on your show and hopefully people tune in? What are you going to do? You're going to book more talented people so we tune in? What are you going to do? And you know what Joe Rogan does? Or what I do? We don't respond to it. Why? Because we're so fucking busy doing what we do, staying in our lane, while you guys take shots. It never works out for anybody. Even this will bring on shots. Just saying this. I don't give a fuck. I don't see any of it. Because I bank on myself. Mm-hmm. You guys are sheep. And you write articles like this, where you have to interview 17 fighters, to people to tune in your show, been fired from every job you've ever had. Is what it is, man.
There you go.
Haters gonna hate.
That's definitely a hater piece.
Great article, my man.
Okay.